Hello, making a video in the garden in front of the cherry laurel or English laurel, and sometimes it grows fruits and they're called laurel cherries, and I've eaten some of those and they taste absolutely exquisite, and they're biodynamic, organic, in a natural life cycle, free from pesticides, free from fertilizers, free from poisons, free from chemicals, all natural and amazing and abundant. That is an abundant plant. And this plant grew from a little plant of 2 feet or something, or maybe a foot, and with a diameter of half a foot or something. And ever since we've lived here, we've let this grow into a gigantic, humongous brush. This is a hedge plant, and I planted one over there in a pot, but I don't know if this is gonna make it, because I think I have the feeling it's not gonna make it because I didn't give it the right soil for it. This has to actually have a real compacted, sandy, kaolin type of earth soil, like a mud almost. And I gave it compost from our self-made compost, and that had too much stuff in it that didn't make it compacted enough. It had air pockets, and so with all of these air pockets, I think the roots didn't really get enough nutrients or something, so it needs that real clay type of soil. And so the natural soil that we have here is a very compacted, dark brown earth soil full of nutrients. But the roses are doing really well over there, and our self-grown avocado trees are doing very well. And today I put diatomaceous earth on the soil, on top of the soil, because sometimes there are little snails or slugs that go up there and eat the leaves. So diatomaceous earth powder is all natural, and it gets rid of those type of animals that eat fruit plant leaves. And then we also have spearmint, which we found in a different place between this house and the other house, and Paul picked some up with the roots on it. I would not have done that. But then, since he already had like 4 of those with the roots still on it, we decided we wanted to put it in a pot and plant it. And it's doing very well now. It's growing much more, many more. It has like 20 spearmint stems coming up now, and it's really nice. And that requires a lot of water, and I give that a lot of water, and it's doing really well. And once in a while I eat one of the large spearmint leaves, and it tastes fantastic, really good. And the apples are getting ripe now, so this is very nice. Apple tree There's apples on it. And I'm still planning on making apple cookies with oatmeal and whole wheat flour and whole brown sugar and what else? Maybe put some blackberries in it, frozen blackberries. So that's gonna be nice. I'm gonna make these cookies. I'm planning on making these cookies in October now, so I hope I get the time to do it. So I want to do it. There's always so much work here, always with stuff, and one of our greenhouses collapsed in the rainstorm, in the recent rainstorm. When we came back to this house, we found the greenhouse completely collapsed because the heavy rain puddled up on top of the soft cover, and it weighed down, I don't know, several gallons of rainwater weighing down on those very flimsy bars that hold this frame together. And I feel like suing that company because these tent frame bars are extremely flimsy. They are made out of some kind of metal powder plastic composite or something, and they break super easily, and that should not be happening. Okay, if Elon Musk made a greenhouse for people, even the cheapest of all with the plastic cover and everything, he would make this to last. He would make it to last. And other people could make that to last too, but they don't want to. No, they refuse, because if they made it to last, then people wouldn't continue to buy a new greenhouse every year after every rainstorm, right? So, and then they wouldn't be profiting, and they also want to be price competitive as much as they can, so they can have their customers, and then they can have the customers come back all the time to buy a new one, like a new 20 by 10 foot greenhouse with a soft cover on it that breaks super easily. It's all ridiculous commerce, based on greed and insanity and absolutely no vision for the earth, for the planet, for nature at all. These people have no vision, and that's why they need to be sued. Okay. And I feel like getting a lawyer and suing them so that they have to be forced to make that frame stronger, so that people don't have to constantly buy a new greenhouse. This is all so incredibly wrong, all of this. And if I would make a greenhouse, I would never even start with the tent structure. I would never even do this, because it's already clear that a tent structure, like some kind of camping gear or something, that wouldn't last very long. I mean, that's pretty obvious. So, like a flimsy frame and then some kind of way too tightly sewn cover that goes, because they want to skimp on the materials. You put the cover on and you have to stretch it, and you have to work with 2 people or even more people. It's ridiculous, all of this, all because of greed. No, and obviously the rainstorms and the windstorms, they're gonna just get worse from here. Okay, it's getting so bad that storms are blowing shingles off the roof. They're blowing entire barn houses over, or older houses and structures, they're not going to withstand those storms. Okay, and it's because of global warming. This is a fact. Okay. So it's obvious that we have to make greenhouses out of a sturdy, storm-proof plastic type of material, like nylon, or it depends on what people want to build. If they want to build something that stays there forever, a real structure, you can create it out of translucent cement even. There's translucent cement. I guess it has a lot of silica in it, a lot of glass. So, but you can't see through, but the sun gets through, shines through. And that's very nice. It's perfect for greenhouses, and it's also perfect for an entire dwelling space, like a greenhouse in which you can live and where you can have your furniture and your bed. You can even create a cement foundation for it, and so limitless possibilities of creation of greenhouses. And that is also, of course, the future of home building in general. So the old structures are no longer functioning for this situation with the storms. And the storms, they reach every region on Earth now. So places where they never had storms before. We put the greenhouse behind the English laurel, thinking that it would be safe there between the English laurel and the other hedge. And we trimmed a lot of stuff off to make room for that greenhouse. And he even put stakes into the soil, fastening an extra cover on top of that greenhouse roof on by the corners, on the sides. And the greenhouse must have still been shaken back and forth. We weren't here when we came back. It was just completely collapsed onto all of our stuff, And Paul stored even mountains and tons of mega huge packages of paper towels in there, different type of paper towels. And so today I had to take that out of there and put it into the house, into the hallway closet, because even though we have some mold issues in the house, but that's still better than the roof collapsing and possibly getting rainwater into those packages. So that the plastic around those paper towels is not airtight or completely sealed. So they're still, they glued it together, but the glue can come off and the rainwater can come in, and then it will get moldy. So then you can throw it away. So that's a waste. And I don't like to waste anything that comes from our planet. Not just for the money reason, that too, but mainly because I hate to see resources squandered and misused. I hate to see exploitation. I don't want to see any exploitation happening of any living material, living being, plant, tree, animal, human, whale, or the soil itself is alive, with microorganisms, with worms, and they are necessary. Okay, the earthworms are, I would say, the most important animal on this planet. And the reason why is, and Paul Watson talked about this as well, the reason why that is it's very simple, because they break down waste. They break down bio-waste into black, healthy, fertile earth soil. So they eat bio-waste, they poop out the black, healthy earth soil. So if you go into the store, you get black, healthy earth soil, a bag for $10 or whatever, the super, ultra, most expensive, organic, biodynamic potting soil. It is earthworm poop, okay? And it smells amazing, okay? I mean, they're real recycling units. So whenever I see earthworms, they're sometimes underneath something. When we clean something up, I don't just put something else on top of them or squish them or step on them, or like how other people are probably not even paying any attention that there's an earthworm suddenly exposed or whatever. You have to take that earthworm with your fingers like this, and it doesn't matter if they each have a different personality. Some are very sluggish, and some don't move at all, and some are like a snake, and some are actually trying to burrow into your skin, but they can't. No, they don't have. They're completely soft. They don't have anything hard in them. They have muscles, that's all. And you feel their mouth muscles are trying to, because that's what they do. In any situation where they're trying to dig in because they want to get back underneath the stuff where it's dark. So they don't want to be exposed to sunlight, although most of them have some kind of like a gray, brownish color. They come in different colors. Sometimes I have even seen striped ones, so I've seen pink ones, different types. So, but they want to be underneath, and they want to eat any kind of bio waste that falls off from animal poop or whatever, kitchen waste and dog dung and people dung. So any kind of bio waste, okay? So that should go into an outdoor bio-waste container, and these outdoor bio-waste containers, they should not be huge, because these outdoor bio-waste containers, they can just be consisting of the regular trash containers for a house, for a residence that you buy in a store. You know, I don't know how many gallons that is. 1,000 gallons or whatever, you know, and plastic with a lid on it. Don't get those with wheels underneath. Get the cheapest and simplest ones. Drill about 4 holes into the bottom, a few holes in the side, and 2 holes in the lid. Okay, small holes like this in diameter, to let rainwater in and to let it breathe, and large enough for a fly to get in, to lay eggs, because they are also very useful. They are scavengers, and people probably think, oh, flies, they're pesky, but they have their niche in the environment. And there are moths that go in there and they lay eggs, and sometimes very large things come out of this, like almost as big as my little finger, like this. And I think they're called grubs. And they eat all of that stuff, and then they become a large moth. So, and the earthworms, they always stay in that shape, of course. The earthworms are hermaphrodite. When they become very large, I think at some point they create an extra filament on the end, and that filament then goes through something what's called anaphase in biology, where it breaks off into its own monad, into its own organism. So we see this in cell biology as well, but it happens with some nematodes and large nematodes also. And then they break off, and then the new filament that has broken off is its own earthworm and starts to grow, and then it does the same thing when it gets big. So, and we need those, okay, and I love all of those. I have much respect and love and admiration for all living beings, because they are here for a reason. They are here to help us with our garden. Okay, they are good gardeners. Okay, they are creating biodiversity. They are creating a healthy environment. And the earthworms are the most important animals because they are the recycling system on Earth. And so we would not survive without them. They are that important. Okay, we need them to break down bio-waste and transform it into healthy earth soil, and that's the soil we use to grow our healthy food plants and eat again. So, and you can do this anywhere. You can do this on the moon, you can do this in a space station, you can do it on Mars, you can do it on Venus, you can do it on Pluto, wherever you go. Okay, you can do this, and that's awesome. So the sun is going down. I really wanted to talk also about other stuff and psychology and politics, but just to wrap the video up, I just want to say what they're doing to Donald Trump right now is criminal. Okay, this is unethical, it's extreme corruption, and it is criminal what they're doing to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has never broken the law. They're making these things up. They're making up the slander against him. They're bringing charges against him that are made up. Okay, and he was the best president this country has ever had, and people have no appreciation. Everyone, as Rockefeller said, has their price. They're being paid by whoever is, also paid by the mafia. Mafia has an entire pyramid system, okay, of middlemen and intermiddlemen and intermediate middlemen and collaborators and so on, and they have and most of those are then anonymous also right there, what's going on. So they pay the media corporations, they pay everyone, and then these people are on a paycheck from the mafia, and they do everything they want them to say or do, okay, including our judicial system, and that's infinitely sad. I needed to say this at the end of this video. Very, very infinitely sad. So anyway, peace and love for all living beings.